Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Tuesday the 13th of March. It's really nice to be with you today. I'm using the Green Witch Tarot and I'm going to give the cards a bit of a shuffle here. I will choose 3 cards to give you an insight into the day's energy, what the tarot wants you to be aware of, and how you can use that energy to your advantage to have the best day possible. So let's see what's coming up. So we've got the Star, we've got the 8 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay. So the Star is about really letting go of negativity and letting your own light shine. And really being independent and being in your own magical little world and creating beautiful things for yourself. The next card is the 8 of Pentacles, and this is a man who is working very hard at creating things not for himself, but for other people. This is his job. He's creating these plates, these pentacles, these coins, which are decorative or which can be used as plates, whatever. And he's making them to sell, and this is his income and this is his profession. He's got these beautiful flowers out there, so he is creative, and a bird is sitting on his doorstep. So there is the potential to really liberate and free himself through his work, but he's not free. He's working for others. So what's interesting is that we've got this magical fairy who can create magical, beautiful, ethereal things that are beyond this planet, beyond this earth. And I really think that this fairy becomes this older man when she gives up on her own dreams and when she stops believing in magic and she starts thinking that she has to create something that other people will like and will buy, and when she conforms to the society that she lives in and she says, do you know what, all of these beautiful jars and jugs that I'm working with and these stars that I'm creating, yes, they're gorgeous and wonderful and beautiful, but they're not practical, and I have to be a practical person to make my way in the world, and I have to make money. She's a magical being. She doesn't need to make money. So the illusion that comes in today is that you need to settle and you need to reduce yourself or apply your energy in a specific way that's going to please other people and that's going to serve you by serving others. So you're a little bit needy in a sense, and you become overly focused on your security and your place in the world, and you start to think that you can only be secure and do well when you have the approval of other people. Finally, we've got the 4 of Pentacles, and this is a man who is hiding the things that he's got, his wealth, his riches. He's taking them off the wall and he's hiding them because he feels very passionately and very strongly that people are going to take this away from him. And just because he's paranoid doesn't mean it's not true, because he's got this blonde little creep looking through the barred window, looking in with a creepy little smile on his face, looking at him. And you don't just, if you knock on a door and you wait to be let in, you don't press your face up against the glass and you don't try and eyeball what's going on inside. So his paranoia is justified to some extent. So what's interesting today is that you can really lose your way by thinking too much about other people today. Working yourself to the bone for the sake of other people and becoming old and frail through the process. He has worked so hard making these plates that he's given up his own health for the sake of it, because he thinks he needs to make these. People demand them, people pay for them. He has to pay the rent on his house, yes, but he's working so hard that he's really draining his own energy. And the other thing is, he feels that he needs to keep making these things if he wants to survive. There are other ways of surviving, especially for him, because he's the star. He's a magical divine creature, and when he communicates with his higher self, his spirit, it will tell him what magic he can create in the real world. That means he can live a fulfilling and beautiful and magical life, and he doesn't need to settle, and he will always be provided for. He's never going to go broke. But somewhere the thought crept in that he needed the approval of others and that he needed to do something and settle for doing something that was repetitive and boring, but that gave him the security. So this is faith versus fear. And in this case, fear won because he settled for work, which he doesn't enjoy, because he wants the security of a fixed income, rather than relying on a higher power and realizing that he's always looked after and cared for. And if he had faith, then he wouldn't have got himself into this situation, and then this little pigeon would be able to turn around and fly off and be free and create these beautiful things and enjoy the beauty and wonder of the world. Fear will create more fear. Whatever you focus on gets bigger. So the things that you worked on that you didn't care about to begin with, you will start to worry that other people are going to steal these things from you, and you will hide them, and you will isolate yourself and protect something that you never really wanted to be doing in the first place. So the big message and the big warning today is not to take action based on fear. There's also a big warning that if you're doing things because you fear losing a relationship, that's also a big no-no. So if you've got a friend and it's her birthday and you feel like you have to give her a present, but you really don't have the money to give her the present, and you show up and you're afraid that if you show up without a present, you're going to lose this relationship, even if you explain to her that this year you just don't have the money to give her the friendship. So you do something like you steal something so you can give it to her, or you don't show up to the party at all and say that you're ill because you're afraid that you're going to lose this wonderful friendship because you're not able to give her a present. That fear is your warning symbol that that relationship is not a good relationship and is not something that you're meant to pursue anyway. Also, if you're in a situation where someone asks you to do something and you feel like, if I don't comply, if I don't cooperate, I'm going to lose this friendship. If I don't hold on to this with everything that I've got, then I'm going to lose this person. Then again, what the cards are saying, you're better off losing that person. That is not a real friend. That is not a real relationship. If your boyfriend or your girlfriend comes to you and says, okay, ultimatum time, we only sleep together once a week, and unless we sleep together more often, I'm out of this relationship. Or I demand that you start to share some of your income with me, and if you don't, then I'm out of this relationship. And they fill you with fear. That's your big red flag that you're in the wrong relationship, that you need to let go of the relationship, that you need to stop working at it and go back to your own spiritual truth, your own magic, and to start over. So anything that you're doing today, and if you notice yourself doing this, I am behaving in a certain way that really goes against my values and beliefs because I'm afraid of losing something, or I'm afraid that I'm not going to have this amazing person or place or thing in my life if I don't keep working to maintain it, then that's actually a big sign that that thing is not meant to be in your life. And that by having it in your life, you're losing your magic, you're becoming someone you don't want to be, and you're living with fear on a daily basis. So we got a little turtle here. Turtles don't change quickly. They don't find it easy to gallop off into a new direction. So change will feel difficult, but recognize the fear today. And if you've got yourself stuck in a situation like that, which we've all been in, We've all had friendships where you're like, oh my God, I need these people to like me. I'm going to work at getting them to like me. I will buy their friendship, or I will do something outrageous so they're all really impressed with me. If you're doing any of that, you're in the wrong relationship. You're off track. So give yourself a break. First of all, realize that it will take a little bit of time to change. You can't just change overnight. You've got into this position because you've lost your connection with the universe. You've lost the faith, so to speak, which would have reminded you daily that you're perfect as you are, that you don't need to work to get to people to like you, that you're likable just for being you, that you're magical, that you're unique, that other people would be honored to be your friend, that it's a privilege to be around you, that you're magical and amazing, and start back on the journey to getting back there and remembering who you really are. And then your life is slowly going to change and reflect that belief that you start to remember and adopt, and your life will become richer and it will start to look magical. So this is a day really that's very interesting, and that's a daily theme. So this energy is particularly strong today, but this is something that can happen to us in any point of our lives, and it can be gradual and it can build up over years and years and years. I don't know how many people watching this right now are in relationships, not because they love their partner, but because of the financial security it offers them. And that's something that people don't talk about very often because they're ashamed of it. But a lot of people right now are doing that. And if you remember that you're a divine child of the universe and that you will be provided for, you'll realize that you don't need to be in that relationship. You can start a daily meditation practice or prayer or yoga to reconnect with your inner fairy, to start doing something magical on the side so that you can create your own income, for instance, and get yourself out of that relationships so that you have financial freedom and the options to leave and to make your own decisions and to live your own life the way you think it ought to be lived, rather than settling for things because you're afraid. Don't ever settle for things just because you're afraid. You're always taken care of. As long as you allow spirituality in your life, it will take care of you. 17 and 4 is 21, and 8 is 29. 2 and 9 is 11, and 11 is the master number of service. So the universe looks after you. It is there to take care of you. Connect with it, remember that. And when you remember it, and when you start to live your genuine truth, rather than your patchwork reality that is being scrapped together through fears and through paranoia and through fear of poverty and all. There are a million forms of fear out there, and they have got you into a position that you're in now. When you start to transition out of that and get back to who you really are, you will be of service to other people who will look at you and say, oh my God, well, David managed to break free out of this job he hated and get out of the relationship that he despised and that he was only in because of the money. And now he's living his amazing purpose, and life coaching or being an artist or being someone who crosses the channel and has done that just because he's always dreamt of doing it. Then you inspire other people and you become an example, and you're of service to other people by enlightening yourself, by beating fear, and then you will encourage other people to beat the own fears that they've got in their life. So be a shining light for others today. That's how you can serve, and that's how you can serve yourself and the world. Amazing. Really wonderful message. So being of service is really important, but again, give yourself a break and remember that turtles aren't like the rabbit. They can't go zoom around. They have to plod on step by step. So give yourself a break, be patient with yourself, and you're in the right place. You're in the perfect position. You are where you're meant to be, and it might take a little bit of time. So don't put pressure on yourself that this needs to change overnight. It's going to change when it's meant to change and at your pace. Have a wonderful day. If you would like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.